Coming down the Alpine Road in a wheelchair-adapted van with Massachusetts handicap plates, Malcolm felt groggy, still heavy-headed from the drugs, but also anxious and sweaty. He glanced in his rearview and caught a glimpse of big sections of the dirt road winding along the rim of a canyon that fell away to his left. "Not back there yet," Malcolm thought hazily. "But he's coming for you. Expect nothing less now." He was afraid then and checked the van's large operating screen. He saw on the active navigator that he was on a U.S. Forest Service road, heading north and downhill toward a flat ribbon of highway far in the distance. He glanced right at the little metal wallet and the iPhone on the passenger seat and cursed when he saw no bars on the screen. Then he checked the gas gauge and was shocked to see he had less than a quarter tank. "That son of a bitch. He wants to limit how far I can go. But screw him. I can make that highway wherever I am. I know I can." The road got very steep and twisty just ahead. Unsure of the controls, Malcolm squeezed the handbrake on the steering wheel, glanced in the rearview again, and headed into the first curve. Still nothing behind him. He made it down through back-to-back S-curves just as snowflakes began to fall from the leaden sky. He hit a short straight, squeezed the gas control, and didn't look at the rearview again until he had to use the brakes to enter another corkscrew. This time, he caught a glimpse of them exiting the upper part of the S, a half-mile back. "The blue Tahoe," he thought, trying to breathe, trying to stay calm, trying to tell himself he could make it to the highway. "But with only a quarter of a tank, and what happens after I get there? Will I have cell service? Will anyone believe the story I have to tell?" Malcolm heard a thumping sound. He looked in the rearview and almost lost it. "They've got the helicopter!" He looked at the cell phone screen again, saw one bar. "Tor message, Siri," he said. "Voice." "Tor activated," Siri said. "Recipient?" "Cross," he said, glancing again in the rearview but not seeing the chopper. "Alex Cross." "Start message on the beep." "Dr. Cross," Malcolm said as he reached the third and final series of S-curves. "There's a good chance I will not survive. There are things I want to tell you so that you may bring to justice those responsible for my death. First, you know me as—" The thumping came again, louder this time. Panicked, he accelerated into the first turn of the last S. He came around the apex of the turn, and to his shock, the Bell Jet Ranger helicopter rose up out of the depths of the canyon to his left. The blue and white chopper hovered in the falling snow. The man in the co-pilot's seat wore headphones and sunglasses, but he was, without a doubt, Malcolm's double. Then the tail of the bird drifted. There was a man in a harness tethered to the interior roof hanging out of the side, one foot on the strut, shouldering a military-style rifle. Malcolm did the only thing he could think of and squeezed the gas control. The van went shooting out of the first curve in that final S and grazed the canyon wall with the passenger side door, sending a shower of sparks into the falling snow. He glanced at the side view, saw the helicopter turning to follow him. He shouted, "They're coming for me, Cross! You know my brother, but—" The helicopter roared up behind him as he reached the last tight turn in the road. He ducked a little, looked in the side view, and saw the bird coming fast, the gunman hanging out of it. As he came out of the turn, he saw the road ahead was blocked by a big dump truck with a snowplow. Without thinking, he slammed on the brakes and tugged hard left on the wheel. The van smashed into the guardrail going 50+. The bumper caught the rail and hung up on it, causing the rear of the van to catapult up and over. Malcolm screamed and caught an upside-down image of the bumper tearing free of the rail. The helicopter came into view as the van fell. It caromed off the side of the cliff, plunged another 200 feet, and hit a pile of rocks. The gas tank exploded. The wreckage began to burn.